Hey all, here OS Reviews. So something very interesting showed up today. It's the final production version getting shipped out of the Sideband CODE27. This is a product that we took a first hands-on early look during the pre-production phase a couple of months back. And so this is now the finalized version. And as a quick refresher, this is a smart animated companion display. You can use it as a desk gadget, importing different characters from your favorite anime shows, even designing your own as it floats there on the side of your desk. And I'll also link our initial impressions of the pre-production version down below. Power input here is 20 volts. And then we have a little bit more info on the very top, a QR code to visit their finalized website where you can purchase it directly going forward, since it was initially a Kickstarter project that was successfully funded. It comes in two color versions, either black or white. And we had the white color originally, so I thought we'd shake it up and take a look at the black one this time around, which should look something like this. There's also a small touchscreen on the bottom here that you can use to interact, in addition to face tracking using a camera on the top, making the character feel a little more alive, changing the voice, the model, so on and so forth. So this is very much designed for fans of anime, going after this steampunk aesthetic. So inside here is a quick user guide printed on the top of the box. Presentation is done, it looks like pretty well. There's a small pamphlet on the top that also documents how to get started, as well as having a sticker that's also included. Again, very cute, that you can use to decorate the CODE27 with. Down below here, we have also just a cleaning card that says this is made of optical grade plexiglass, so try not to use alcohol wipes, instead using a microfiber cloth to clean it off. And then further down below here, it looks like we have some of the charging adapters, inclusive of the wall adapter, also having the CODE27 logo on it, showing some nice attention to detail there. And we also have just a standard USB Type-C to Type-C. And over here, this might be a cover for maybe the camera on the top. If you want some added privacy, you can cover it up kind of like a webcam cover. And then down below underneath the foam, we have the actual CODE27. So as we take that cylinder-like device out of the box, pretty well padded there, it tells us how to power on and off, pair. There is a micro SD card slot, as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack if you want to plug larger speakers or headphones in. There are speakers built in of its own along the base, so this is just an optional I/O. We are graded to the actual CODE27 with the acrylic plexiglass, so it still has the same shape and overall design as the pre-production version that we checked out, but the seams and tolerances are a little bit tighter on the final form. The prototype was 3D printed. The built-in speakers, micro SD card slot, there's also going to be Type-C there for power. There is no built-in battery on here, so it does need to be plugged in, similar to a Google Home Nest smart speaker or an Alexa Echo device. Seems to slightly float. There is a section here which is suspended. And then on the front, we have that aforementioned touchscreen display. Some physical keys have now been added, followed by the camera on the very top, as well as inside the dome. There's going to be the display, which has a kind of optical illusion effect because of the mirrored platform. Now, it looks like for early adopters, they've also included another small box that is wrapped kind of like a gift, like a fancy thank you card if you were one of the early supporters. So this might not be applicable in the final retail form if you're getting it from their website, but if you ordered it during the Kickstarter phase, it looks like this is the box that will be included, and they have tons of these different mascots which are from the brand, similar to anime merchandise, but I think it's probably signed by members of their team, which is actually a very thoughtful touch. You can definitely tell that they are fans of this type of anime world that they're going after. Nicely printed like playing cards or collectible cards on the back. And then we have some additional pieces like the actual CODE27, which is in this keychain ring form that's also slightly changing colors. Also quite cute, and having some more of the mascots on the back, in addition to some maybe fridge stickers, it looks like. So correction, this is actually a pop socket, so it's a phone holder. You can use MagSafe or peel it off and stick it onto the back of the phone, and afterwards it pulls up like this, so you can hold onto your device a little bit more comfortably. The rest of these, though, are pins that you can then stick onto any backpack or on a shirt. And then down below here, looks like there's also an acrylic stand, so it's like an anime pop-up character that can be displayed on a desk. I think some of these characters you'll also see built into the Sideband 27's memory by default, but you can import more of your own favorite characters. You can create your own as well. These are some of the default ones, and their names are displayed here as well. It just keeps on going. This is another fridge magnet that you can stick on, and also a final letter of thanks. These days, many phones and even laptops don't even give you a charger in the box anymore, so this is kind of unexpected to see. As well as the back looks something like this, with some soft touch rubber feet preventing it from sliding around. This is the initial boot up sequence, and by the way, the aforementioned cover for the webcam, you can just pop over on the top like this. So basically it's prompting us to change the system language, again using the touchscreen. We can hear the speakers, kind of like a phone or tablet, but it's been specifically optimized for this one application. Okay, so it looks like the keys on the side, we have up and down to change the system volume from the speakers, as well as the middle key is to turn the entire display on or off. And when you get into a field that requires you to type in a password or username, simply tap on the checkmark key and a QWERTY keyboard will pop up on the small touchscreen display, as you can see here. So it will shift dynamically based on whatever input field you are currently on. So after signing in, it looks like there are some firmware updates or software updates that'll get pushed over. We're now into the home screen of the CODE27 with the Codie, aka the avatar. They're kind of floating in front of you. Touchscreen here can be used to interact with it, like clicking to talk, as well as pulling up a couple of other menus, such as for camera and space. Looks like we're able to adjust the background scene from a black background into one that has maybe a furniture or an office, bedroom space there. And then for camera settings, depending on the character or avatar that you're loading in, you're able to adjust the position relatively to make it maybe larger or smaller based on the setting, aka the zoom and the pitch. So this is similar to what we saw in the initial hands-on of the prototype previously, but we can zoom into the character a little bit more. As you can tell here, also moving further from the person, having more of a perspective on the entire room, looking downwards versus upwards here at slightly different tilted angles from the character or avatar. That's actually kind of cool, being able to see the perspective there kind of modeled in 3D of this virtual space, processing some of these movements there in real time, kind of interesting. Some other controls here on the touchscreen include interaction, so we are able to access kind of a virtual mouse, as you can see there, to click on different objects in the room or to pet on someone's head. Whereas now it's more like a temporary change to the camera angle for moving up, down, left, and right. And another menu here pulls up chat settings. You can visit the same site on your computer or phone and access a transcript of all the questions, Q&A, kind of like with Gemini or Alexa. You're able to read back the previous responses and see a copy there. And this is also where you can find the diary and memory function. So if there are some core details that you want the character to recall, you can save it under the diary or memory, giving it a little bit more of a long-term memory, so to speak. Now, if you tap on the home here, there's also a carousel that you can swipe through. For example, aside from chat, there's also character switching. So it looks like right now we have Lilia, but you can also go into some other preset characters. Again, like we talked about previously, you are able to create your own characters and push them over, drawing inspiration from your favorite anime characters, books, fiction, or create one from scratch yourself. But here's a couple of other examples: Alina, Elias. So these are in fact some of the character designs that we saw in their packaging as some of the fridge magnets and stickers earlier in our unboxing, offering a little bit more detail compared to during the initial hands-on phase. The personas or characters were not as fully fledged back then. So yeah, these are meant more as maybe quick examples to get started with, giving us access to pretty similar controls from here. So I'm just going to very quickly slide through a couple of other examples of characters that are here by default. And then under persona, you can see a kind of quick snapshot of what this person's likes and dislikes are, as well as a description into their personality, so on and so forth. And then under outfit, it looks like there's a couple of other examples as well. So you can change the attire, for example, now wearing a different shirt. And for animation, it looks like there's a couple of other styles as well. And also for voice, so this is the sound that you hear being spoken out loud.
I'm really happy to be here. Nice to meet you.
I'm really happy to be here.
We'll always be right by your side.
Nice to meet you. I am really happy to be here.
And we'll always be right by your side.
Kind of changing accents as well, giving it more of a British sound in the other category. And if my understanding is correct, you can also upload your own voice model to use if you want even more personalization. Those are a couple of presets. Visually, I will say that the kind of optical effect of the CODE27 hasn't changed dramatically compared to the hands-on prototype that we saw a couple of months back. Also, if the room is bright enough so the camera is able to see you in space, it kind of follows your face around as you are talking, convincing you that there's a little bit more going on, even though the screen inside is still technically flat. but the animations, as well as the curvature of the dome, makes a subtle difference. Now again, the surface of the cylinder itself is not touch sensitive, it is relying on the display down below, but overall I think it's relatively easy to navigate. Speaker quality, as we heard there during the voice demos, are pointing outwards now on the side. It does feel a bit more loud and rich sounding compared to the early hands-on prototype. Continuing our peek here through the carousel, aside from the character adjustment, there's another tab here called Lab. You're able to set up alarms, so you can use it as a bedside alarm clock to wake you up, ringing at different times in the day. You can also have it repeat, set up different labels, so on and so forth. Those are the ringtones, and also there are 3 keys on the side of the control pad. You can use to change the volume higher or lower. You can also monitor any notes, upcoming appointments, things like that. So they're trying to add a little more functionality to it. Also for lighting, this is where you can change the style. So for example, now it's kind of dynamic and then moving up and down, looking pretty cool. This one now has a blue color, having a bit of a retro touch, kind of reminding me of some Govee smart lights as well, and not bad. So you can play around with these effects. And there's another category here for animation. Basically the way that the characters move, dance around, as well as interact, composes of these separate pieces, and you're able to access specific movements in this library, which seems to continue to expand. Kind of interesting. So for example, under idle, looks like you have a couple of different animation patterns here already, categorized under different types of patterns and emotions, as you can see there. Kind of interesting. Although some of them might be a little bit more nuanced in terms of the differences with one another. So around 500 animations, it looks like total, should be unlocked over time. Now you can also find additional categories here like more advanced settings for the screen brightness. We're only around 40% here, but I think it already looks quite good in a room with some ambient light. You can also activate face tracking, so this will use the camera there or turn it off. Proactive conversation means that the microphone will be always on and listening, so you can have a direct conversation. You can turn it off though if you want the microphones to be off and only trigger it with the touchpad. As far as languages are concerned, aside from English, looks like they have also Japanese right now, so perhaps more languages can be introduced in future software updates. And some additional carousel modes include one dedicated for music that automatically changes the background. So if you have songs like MP3s, WMAs loaded onto that micro SD card on the back of the unit, you're able to use it as a music player. And in fact, you can also use it as a Bluetooth speaker now, which is pretty cool. Some basic EQs like surround sound, vocal centric, classical can all be found here as well. Pausing things there. Overall takeaway being that the speaker quality is better than expected. Again, it does sound a little richer and fuller now. We were only at around 30% volume, already filling up this smaller room without any problems. Even as a small boombox or a party speaker actually serves that purpose decently as well. Hello, who are you?
Who am I? Drifting through another lazy Monday night. You don't need to ask names to know I'm here, right? Come closer and tell me what's on your mind instead of staring at the ceiling like that.
How many fingers am I holding up?
One finger, just one. Are you trying to test my vision? Don't hold it up so high. I am getting dizzy.
What's the weather for tomorrow in Seattle?
Tomorrow in Seattle should be sunny, with a high around 78 degrees. It's perfect weather, not too hot or cold like I hate.
Are you able to dance?
I could if I wanted to, but the dancing sounds like too much work for a Monday night. Why would you want me to move around when I'm already so cozy here?
So yeah, as you can tell, it is connected to the internet. You're able to ask questions related to weather, general news that's happening, and also having a little more personality as well. For example, kind of seeing the space around you, if you're waving, as well as how many fingers you're holding up, the color of your room. Those are all details it can incorporate into some of the responses for it to feel a little bit more alive. You also saw how there is a little bit of lip syncing happening as well. So as the character is speaking, the mouth is generally keeping up with the dialogue as well to just make it feel a little more accurate. So what is your favorite TV show or movie?
Favorite shows? I don't really watch much. Just falling asleep to the same old reruns sometimes. You pick something interesting for me to see then. Or better yet, tell me a story yourself. Behind me, just a messy room with some boxes and an old green phone on a stand. It's blurry and boring. Why are you staring at the background when I'm right here? Focus on me instead. Don't make me do it again. My arms are getting tired just from that little movement. If you keep touching me like that, I might just steal all your chocolate. So, what was it you wanted to... That's gentle. My hair gets all messy when you touch it like that, but I don't mind. Hey, that's a bit direct. Laugh softly. You are getting bold all of a sudden.
What is your favorite song or music that you like listening to?
It depends on the day, but right now I'm stuck on this old jazz record with a broken needle that skips in the perfect spot.
Can you tell me about the global headline news for today, as well as how did the stock market S&P 500 do today?
Let me see what the internet says. The SP 500 barely moved. The Dow gained over 260 points thanks to falling oil prices.
So yeah, there we have it. That is more or less it as far as our unboxing, setup, and initial look at the final production version of the CODE27 by Cybran.
Sounds like a tech review. I only deal with vinyl and broken needles here.
And yeah, I'm glad to see that this is an instance where a successful Kickstarter project transitioning into mass production and seems to be now delivering, as well as offering now a place where general customers can purchase it in the future. So it was pretty cool to see it go from just an idea, a rough prototype, to now having a more polished hardware, at least in terms of the speaker quality seeming more impressive. Tolerances, fit and finish obviously are tighter than the 3D printed model, but the main concept still remains similar to before. The only thing I will say is in the months since, this is a space that we have seen a couple of other alternatives pop up. Some models which are a little bit more expensive also experiment with an OLED screen which might be slightly curved, as well as there are other holographic type displays from companies like Looking Glass, which are also trying to incorporate a similar concept, although you have to DIY it a bit more yourself. Still provides itself as kind of a fancy, smart speaker of sorts, certainly a unique conversation starter, as more of a quirky companion gadget more than anything else. But weirdly fascinating and kind of interesting just to stare at as well. But for now, this has been our initial look. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews of the final production hardware of the CODE27